morning, good morning, good morning. It is, I believe it's about 10:15 a.m. May 3rd, 2023. About, I'd say it's about 57, 58 degrees out right now here in New York City. Anyway, excuse me. You know, am I the only one that's thinking the smartest thing he could have did was just step to the side or step in front of the car and let me go past instead of trying to squeeze past me? Anyway, so yeah, I tried to actually make another video earlier, like a few days earlier, but I got distracted and I felt like I was coming off a little too emotional in that video, so I decided not to post it. So I'm going to be able to now basically talk about the same stuff that I was going to talk about back then, but now with a more balanced self, right? So first and foremost, I got to say rest in peace to fellow targeted individual Ann Casper, also known as Catherine Quinn. Her and I have spoken on many occasions through Messenger. I never met her in person, but she always seemed very pleasant and for the most part concerned about the well-being of not just herself, but for other people. And then I noticed, hey, Empanada Mama. But I also noticed that she definitely had a spirit about her, like a loving energy about her. And I don't know, like it's certain people that we just kind of feel and know throughout life that like you don't even really need them to really show you or do or say anything in particular just to let you know that they're good people. You know, she was one of those people. Yeah, she passed away after being targeted for over 15 plus years. From what she used to at least disclose is that, you know, she's been diagnosed with cancers, several different types of cancers throughout her body. Obvious, that's like the aftermath of, I guess, years worth of being radiated. You know, so I guess at least now she's not suffering anymore, you know. And I kind of like enjoy the idea that like through the two plus years that I've known of her, you know, she never really gave off any like erratic behavior signs and symptoms or anything like that. She was always very articulate, very what's the word, straightforward, I'd say, and very intelligent too. She and knowledgeable. She knew a lot about how to, you know, find the bogon routes of all the networks connecting to her body and everything. Oh, she's good. But you know, and she knew that about a lot of the targeting, definitely dealing with using a mixture of like electrical signals in the air, you know, frequencies. She knew about how chemicals, you know, poisons, aerosolized technology, she knew about that being used against, you know, the public. And it's strange because I never met the person, right? And I never met and but yet when I found out she died, I was like, wow, it still resonates with me because she really struck me as someone who did not do anything wrong to anyone to be, well, tortured basically to death. You know, like she was literally tortured to death. You know, radiated to death, tortured to death, character assassinated, everything. You know, she was abused and assaulted in so many ways that most people can't even fathom is actually possible. You know, and there was another T.I. that died recently. His name was Ken something. I can't remember his last name, but I didn't have him as a friend on Facebook. But I just seen like the obituaries being posted. Now, I mean, I'm going through this because for me, I have accepted a long time ago that death is a part of life. You know, I mean, honestly, when you think about it, death is truly a part of life. Nothing lives forever. Energy can't be destroyed, but our lifespans in these vessels, these bodies that we're in, they cannot live forever. And anybody try to tell you different, that person has altered or changed something about their body so that they can live forever, which is also making them not a part of nature. How do you change something that's natural and then still call yourself natural? You're supposed to die. You're supposed to. You know? Nothing lives forever. Nothing lives forever. Hell, even stars die. The energy that made the star probably, you know, is still, you know, it dissipates or probably just scatters throughout the universe. But it does. The star itself, it dies. The body of the star, it dies. But its essence, the gas, the energy particles, all of that, it's still alive. You know, it's a concept that probably needs, well, it's a concept that's always been a topic for many centuries. Hell, since the beginning of time, probably, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I've been trying to keep myself relatively busy, and then now I also got myself in a very interesting situation. So long story short, you know, I'm not going to put names or anything. Back in March, I had a delivery to this woman's home, you know, and when I got to her, she had already met me on the first floor, but I had to go up to her floor, which was the 11th. She then asked me if I could basically help her with some packages that was delivered to her apartment, but she had a bad back, so she couldn't go and pick and retrieve her packages herself because she was in so much pain recovering, whatever the case, right? Oh, okay. Sorry, I paused for a second because I was surprised he actually waited that long. But yeah, so I helped her, brought her packages up. Then it's a long story, but I'm gonna shorten it. I brought her packages up, right? It was probably over 11, like 15 packages or something like that, all different sizes and weights and whatnot. Then after I brought him upstairs, she asked me if she could get my number because she just moved to New York. She lives by herself, blah, 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 blah. So I said, okay, no problem. You know, if you might need some help, if I'm available, I'll come and help. Now, next thing you know, she then calls me. She calls me about like a week after and says that she needs to go out of the state and she needs to do all the returns for those Amazon things that were ordered because she no longer wants them and she needs to get her money back. So I'm like, okay. So now that ended up becoming a much bigger task than I wanted it to be. It ended up taking almost a week, like close to a week or something. I forgot exactly how long. But it took a couple of days to do all the returns because, you know, when you're doing like Amazon returns, you know, doesn't matter if multiple items came in one box, they want you to return the items all in separate boxes because they may have to go to different, you know, warehouses, blah, blah, blah. Now, with that being said, I managed to, you know, try to do the returns as best as I could, especially since she had to leave. She had to leave the state. So I took it upon myself to do the returns for her. She did pay me for doing the returns. I will say that she did pay me a few $100s, so I'm not complaining about that. She is good for the money. But it's a lot more to it than that. Hold on. Right. So I helped the lady with the returns. Then she stays out in, you know, wherever she left to for like about a month or so because she had to have some medical procedures done. Now, here comes like what was it, like somewhere around the end of last month. She's like, yes, I'm actually about to move my things into the new apartment in New York. Are you available to help? So I said, sure. You know, she was paying pretty good. So I was like, I'm not, you know, I'm not afraid of hard work or whatever. Now I get there and this is after work. This is after I done woke up at 2:30 in the morning, been working from 4:30 in the morning to like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and then I'm about to work a little bit more. So now after I get, you know, to her place, I see she got so much stuff, so many things that she moved. Right? I mean, it was probably about like a 20-foot truck, like maybe a 15, 20-foot truck. And it looked like it was probably full to the brim with all kinds of boxes and furniture and stuff, but mostly a lot of boxes. I get upstairs and it's super, super packed. Like, it's full. I mean, when I asked her how big was her apartment, she said a 1-bedroom, you know, in that state. And I'm like, well, damn. She moved, it looked like she moved about a 2-bedrooms worth of furniture into a studio here in New York. So now, like, I think it's about a week after she moved that stuff in. Now I've been spending hours with her after work trying to help her organize her place, and you know, she always like winces in pain whenever she tries to pick something up, or you know, whatever the case. But it's always in me to think, yo, I could swear sometimes like she might be, I don't want to say gaslighting, but I don't know, there's something about her personality type that just seems like it's like it's just geared towards trying to see if it can, I guess irritate me or insult my intelligence or whatever the case may be, but I'm very patient, and I have experience with working with, all types of people, especially people, of different, let's say economic statuses. I've worked with and for a lot of different types of people. And I gotta say, like, with gang stalking, with trying to care for my mother who's also being gang stalked, and then also try to help my girlfriend who's also being, gang stalked and targeted. I don't know, like, I think I probably, was a little bit too friendly, and I probably should have said no. But at the same time, I'm also thinking to myself, like, even though, yeah, she's paying me, and basically she has to schedule based on how I am scheduled, because I'm the only one helper. Apparently, she doesn't have any family here in New York, and I don't know. She says she has friends here, but I'm like, she need to see if you get some of them friends to help. But I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, my girlfriend and my mother, both of them, they feeling like their time is being cut, because now here's this lady that just came out of nowhere. She's like cutting into time that I would be, I guess, spending with my mother or spending with my girlfriend. And I'm like, it's not like I'm just hanging out. I'm actually like at least making a few extra dollars, So it's not like I'm just hanging out, right? But to them, it's affecting them a lot more emotionally. But then I'm also keeping in mind that, of course, with them being targeted, their emotions are being manipulated. Their minds are being manipulated. Everything about them is being tuned to unhealthy states, which makes them more vulnerable to be, to fall into low vibrations, And my mom, she's already, high strung, very strong, independent woman, whatnot. She's already tense at times, So now, I don't know. Like, I keep trying to tell myself I'm okay. I can manage this. And then now the lady has more things moving into her apartment on Friday. I'm thinking to myself, look, I'm only going to do this for about maybe 1 or 2 more weeks, because this is straining. It's not straining me physically, but mentally it's draining, because she's draining, and I need to have enough energy for, like my own life. But like 3 minutes. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just trying to find ways to I guess, I don't know, network and have a normal life or whatever. But then my mother brought up an interesting thing. Well, not interesting, it's just a reminder. She was reminding me about how, like, back in the day, especially when she was working, she said that they, the gang stalkers, they would send people to her. They would send people who would basically, be watching her, and, they would be talking about things that she probably only mentioned to one person, whenever she would go to like restaurants or something like that, And I trust and believe, I definitely paid attention to, a few nonverbal cues or things that, you know, Ellen may say that give me the impression that she could be one of them too. Like someone that was sent to me to basically pull on my sympathy strings, you know, because I will have sympathy for someone who's going through pain, or someone who's like, you know, I guess like if they can't do something but I can do it for them, I'll help, you know. So I think that's what this really is. Because I mean, I don't really need the extra money. It's just extra money for me. I don't need the extra money. But I feel like I'm more doing it because she's in pain, right? But to some degree, I'm like, you know what? She's causing me emotional stress. Oh, shit. That was hilarious. Okay. That was hilarious. Alright. But for the most part, I'm doing okay. I am working on building up a report. I'm working on building a report showing the effects that radiation, electromagnetic radiation, has been having on the cellular level of my body. And I've been noticing specific things that are directly affected from radiation. So I'm going to continue to watch these particular, I guess, levels or measurements. I'm going to see if I can have Amy Harlem do another quantum frequency resonance scan for me when she comes back to New York. For now, I'm just letting y'all know I'm still alive. Still trying to do my best to not get caught up in their traps. And then even if I was to stumble upon a trap, you just gotta maintain your peace the entire way. It's not easy to do, but you got to. Because if you don't maintain your peace, somebody is always looking to try to see if they can, you know, disrupt your peace. So you gotta learn everything you can to try to maintain your peace. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.